Well, folks, the sun is shining and the weather is getting warmer. That means we are now starting to look ahead to wildfire season across Mason County. We've known and talked over the years how it's gotten more impactful in our neighborhoods and more impactful in the dense rural spaces as people are kind of moving out into the wildlands of Mason County. Central Mason Fire is getting ahead of this right now. Amber Anderson is on the line with me as she has got and been putting together in collaboration with all sorts of great folks. We'll talk about a wildfire ready kind of a fair, if you will. It's going to be at the Civic Center on May 3rd from 11 to 2. Amber, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great, and this is a huge topic of conversation. Over the years, we've done forums and we've done get-togethers, and we've tried to just tell folks in Mason County how important it is to be wildfire ready. And right there on your flyer, you say typically between 4 and 9 million wildfires burn across the United States. That's how many acres they burn each year. And right here in Mason County, we've seen some devastating fires. So, talk to us a little bit about how South Mason Fire and Central Mason Fire and all sorts of other great organizations are coming together on the 3rd to talk more about this to families.
Great. So we are offering this Wildfire-Ready Neighbors program. And within this program, we ask residents from all across the county to come hear about the different things that we can offer. But one thing that we can do with our assessments through Wildfire-Ready Neighbors is to provide a free home assessment. And that will help you to harden your home, the exterior of your home against wildfires. We're talking about landscaping ideas on different finishes on your home, different type of annual maintenance for your home, and defensible space, which is kind of going away within the fire world, but it's still important to discuss. And so at least that term is going away. The idea of defensible space will not. So we are excited to just make this a countywide event. And between South Mason and Central Mason, we're offering this countywide. We want people to come down to meet their first responders, their local first responders, so that they know who to call when they need help. Department of Natural Resources will be there as well to help with intakes for anybody who just wants to sign up, and then they'll divvy up um, the homes from our residents within the county and allocate them to the respective fire districts so that we can get out there and in mass quantities just get these assessments out to help um, kind of prevent California's most recent fire,
Yeah.
essentially.
Oh my gosh. It was just terrible to follow along what was going on down there. I know some of the fire folks that headed south from Mason County to go help with what they can. And, I like this idea of getting out and really booking folks to come out to your space because we can sit and talk at these types of forums and seminars and things like this about, well, if you are within 10 and 15 feet, it should be this type of brush or underbrush, or make sure you cut back this or that. But to have somebody actually show up on site and be able to give you a kind of assessment step by step is, well, it costs a lot to get a new roof, but maybe the next time you have to think about this, you think about this type of material. You got to make sure these shrubs are way too close. I mean, people may not even have an understanding of how close some of these potential pitfalls may be for you when it comes to these things. And so getting folks on site at your home. And again, this isn't, you're not gonna be here. And I just have to bring this up so people are you're not gonna be fining people. You're not gonna be making a checklist saying, oh, these people have defensible space or not defensible. You're there to help support them. So in the event of a fire, when this happens, it's not just tearing through these neighborhoods. Is that right?
That is correct. We have no checklist. We are not working with insurances. We are not working with anybody for fining. There's nothing in here to get anybody in trouble.
Yeah.
We are bringing to you recommendations, and obviously nothing is 100%. If a fire's will is to burn, it's going to burn. But what we're trying to do is decrease the ability for it to spread. And that's what our recommendations bring to whoever gets these assessments.
I'd imagine too, one of the things is people come by and take a look, they'll help you kind of assess or just remind gently to have that is it still 3 days, 3 ways for getting out of there, or are we looking at longer periods of time? Folks should have water available, different types of foodstuffs, but primarily water. I've heard up to like 2 weeks at times, depending on your location, having to get in and out when it comes to bug out bags and things like that.
I'm not sure that Wildfire Ready Neighbors covers that. But just coming from a safety standpoint, as prepared as you can be, 2 weeks is great. We always try to get in there as quickly as we can to bring resources and aid. But this Wildfire Ready Neighbors specifically is going to really just direct you to also the resources needed on how to get your home wildfire ready neighbor or wildfire ready, to get like this great screenings that go in your gutters, to checklists on how to keep your home, just clean from debris from storms and things like that. Those embers, when they come off of a fire and they land, the things around your home, the beauty bark, the bushes, the pine needles in your gutters, it's going to sit there and just fester until it sparks into a fire. So even when you think you're safe, before you know it, there's a problem. And those are the things that we're here to help point out. And then find the resources necessary. We're going to have tree companies, excavators. We're going to have, or excavation companies will have people to discuss the mesh and the different ways to purchase those and have them installed. Because those are some of the big things, especially if you've got a big tree right by your home. Again, all recommendations to point you in the direction of where to find help should you need it. We'll also have giveaways, some yard tools and things like that to help with your cleanup. And it's also at the farmers market opening weekend, so there'll be food trucks and all kinds of vendors and
Oh, okay. Fun.
lots of fun things.
It is the 3rd of May from 11 to 2 and 525 West Cota Street. That's the Shelton Civic Center in downtown Shelton. South Mason Fire covers a large area, 52 square miles, that goes all the way through the Squaxin Island Tribal area up to Thurston, the Grace Harbor County line. And there are a lot of folks that are living deep rural, right in those wild lands, kind of right on that edge there when it comes to urban and rural, that divide. And if you think of it in the way of the South Side School District, that map, that's kind of the South Mason Fire. But it's not just them. Central Mason Fire, the sheriffs, DNR, Mason Conservation District, Squaxin Islands, and American Red Cross all getting together again on the 3rd to help you be wildfire ready. And again, opportunities to sign up and get folks out to your location to kind of help get a more professional set of eyes on what you can do to be wildfire ready neighbors and just help when it comes to things as the sun is shining and people are out there and they're starting to do yard work now anyways, so you might as well do some things that'll help protect you in the long run.
And a little birdie told me Smokey the Bear will be there.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now that's a great reason for the kids to come out too. Always nice to see Smokey. Amber is the PIO for South Mason Fire, and we'll check back in with her on things going on with the fire district here before too long. But again, a reminder, May 3rd, 11 to 2, Shelton Civic Center. So is it in the Civic Center or is it going to be in the parking lot where the farmers market is?
We're going to be in the parking lot. We'll have our side of the farmers market that will be kind of next to the market. So we'll
Okay.
all be one big happy group down there. We'll have a fire engine and Smokey the Bear and all kinds of fun stuff for the families.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yep. Thank you.